Welcome to the post-4 season sports show. I'm Drew Rubenstein here again with Fred Wyant. And Fred, it's Big 12 preseason media day time. SEC had theirs last week, and we're just about a month away from the start of the season. And it's this time of year when you start seeing all the preseason polls. Who's preseason all Big 12 quarterback of the year, first team, second team. There are a lot of accolades that kind of happen in the preseason. And I'm kind of curious, when you were playing, you didn't have all this preseason hoopla. So how did you all get a sense of how you may stack up against the competition in the month or two leading up to the season opener?
Well, we always felt like we were going to win every game.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't care about Penn State or Pitt. We were all local, so a lot of us. I saw Pitt play once when I was in high school against Rice.
Okay.
Never saw Penn State play. Wasn't even sure where it was. And so it wasn't a concern of ours.
The unknown didn't bother you all?
Not at all, because there wasn't anything unknown about our group. We knew each other because we were all had played against each other in high school. We were all local. We were West Virginians, Western Pennsylvania people, occasionally Eastern Ohio, occasionally somebody from D.C., and I mean just occasionally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's interesting. And as you look at WVU, I mean, most people, most of the so-called experts aren't expecting much out of the Mountaineers again this season, coming off the 4-8 year. The schedule is obviously boosted up. It's significantly more difficult than it was last year, starting with the opener against Alabama. And curious though, what you're most anticipating this season is, there's been a lot of talk about wanting to see the program moving in the right direction, and what do you need to see out of the season to see if Dana Holgerson's taking it down the right road?
Wins.
Simple as that.
Yeah,
There's
this doesn't get any simpler, and that's what Oliver promised, and they got rid of one of the finest people ever that was here in West Virginia, in my opinion. So, you came in, you're supposed to do it,
mm-hmm.
and let's do it. I hope they do it, and not so much for him, but I hope they do it for the fans in West Virginia, because they deserve to have good things happen to them. They love these teams. They follow them. They'd be up here if they could afford it. They can't. And they just, so every win, or if he wins them all, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people in West Virginia will love him to death over it.
How did you think the fans, when you were playing, connected with the team? Because it was different. They couldn't go to the grocery store and pick up magazines that would compare West Virginia to teams across the country. But a different era, you would go to Jackson's Mill for preseason camp. Would fans come there? Or how did you get the sense that you all connected with the community?
Well, we started off in Jackson's Mill, and that was everybody was there. People could stay for practice. They stood on the sidelines. They watched. I think the sports writers came down there one time, and somebody asked Coach Lewis who was the best, Mosley or Huff. He said, "I don't know. Let's bring them down here tonight to the hall where the news people stayed," and they had them match up against each other. And it was that kind of a thing. There were a lot of ex-servicemen from World War II, and everybody watched it. And then when they came, they all came to the games. They came downtown to the old football stadium, and I mean, we had more people than they have season tickets sold for. So it was. Everybody was excited about it, and the people in West Virginia were the greatest fans that I've ever seen any place.
So even though maybe the media attention's changed, do you get the sense the passion of the fan base has it stayed the same? I mean, was it as intense back then, and maybe just expressed in different ways, or what are your thoughts there?
No, I think it was probably more intense because they were able to be more involved. Okay. Now they can't go to practice. I can't go to practice. You can't go to practice unless they give the
right.
spatial day. I'm looking forward to that one. And so it's just, and with us, everybody could come. People would come, they'd come into the games. It was all day. They had great cookouts, and they were in the middle of a neighborhood. I mean, with that stadium.
Right.
But they were, they loved the Mountaineers, and they came and they followed and they went everywhere. It's like the parents today, one of the problems that they have, the parents of the players can't go to the games.
Right.
When we were there, the parents went to the game because they weren't, they weren't that far. Marquette might have been the farthest away, and they went because World War II, a lot of them were in the Great Lakes, and which was close, so they sort of had, it was just a different group.
Yeah, and your last point, I think, is where we'll pick up in our next conversation. And Fred, appreciate your time once again, and please continue to check vdpost.com for the latest on the Mountaineers. Thanks for watching today.
You're welcome.